Oh my God, please, Russ, don't be a necklace.
Why?
Please.
It's always the same. No matter what I do, there's always something
I
wrong.
don't want to hurt him, but maybe that's why I'm still with him. Because like when I see him like that, it just immediately just breaks my heart. But I just don't want to live a life full of regrets and staying with someone just because I feel bad.
You're doing amazing. Be safe.
Your butt looks good from here. I'm very proud of you. You actually came down that cliff so fast that it made me feel so proud.
If it takes me putting myself in danger just to get your blood pumping, I'll do anything.
I got Ross a gift. Like, that's one of the biggest things that I normally do. I like to give really good gifts. And so I really hope that he will do the same for me.
See that?
Yeah.
That's archery.
Wow. This is cool. I'm excited. I was not expecting it.
If you hit a bullseye, then just maybe you'll get a nice special surprise tonight.
Well, then I have to focus then.
Necklaces are my favorite gift to you.
I can tell.
This has much more than just a necklace meaning. The swan is a symbol of love.
Paola did not scream when Russ gave her another necklace. She did something much more worrying. She went quiet. For someone who normally has no problem showing frustration, that silence felt heavier than any explosive argument. It did not look like simple anger. It looked like exhaustion. And only hours earlier, Russ and Paola seemed like they were finally making progress. She encouraged him during the cliff challenge. He listened without becoming defensive. She praised him, flirted with him, and looked genuinely proud. Russ planned an adventurous anniversary activity that matched her personality. They laughed. They relaxed. For a short time, they looked less like a couple in crisis and more like two people who still remembered why they fell in love. Then Russ opened one small jewelry box. Paola had reportedly told him that she did not want another necklace. She felt necklaces had become his automatic anniversary gift. But Russ still chose one because necklaces were his favorite gifts to give her. That one explanation exposed their entire marriage problem. Russ believed the love and symbolism behind the gift should matter. Paola believed the fact that she had clearly asked for something different should matter more. He wanted credit for his intention. She wanted proof that he had listened. Then Paola said something far more serious than, "I do not like this gift." She questioned whether feeling sorry for Russ might be one reason she remained married to him. That was not an argument about jewelry. That was a woman questioning the emotional foundation of her marriage. So was Paola being cold and ungrateful? Was Russ thoughtful but misunderstood? Or did this necklace expose a marriage already surviving on history, guilt, responsibility, and fear? Because the real story here is not the pendant. The real story is that Russ and Paola no longer trust what the other person's effort means. And when a marriage reaches that point, even a gift meant to celebrate love can start looking like evidence against it. What makes this situation more complicated is that Russ did several things right. He remembered the anniversary. He planned an activity. He did not choose something generic that Paola would clearly hate. He picked archery because she enjoys adventure and likes doing something active. Paola immediately responded well. She was excited. She called the idea thoughtful. She enjoyed the experience. They became playful and flirtatious. That matters because it proves Russ is capable of understanding her. He knew she would prefer an active experience over sitting through another forced romantic conversation. He made a choice based on her personality, and it worked. For a moment, the retreat seemed to be helping them. Russ was receiving praise instead of criticism. Paola was receiving attention instead of another promise. They were both getting what they usually say is missing. Then the gift exchange exposed how fragile that progress really was. The day did not fail because Russ ignored everything about Paola. It failed after he had already shown that he could understand her. That is what makes the necklace decision harder to explain. Russ designed the activity around Paola's preferences. Then he chose the gift around his own. He did not forget her. He did not refuse to celebrate. He clearly attached emotional meaning to the swan pendant. But Paola was not judging whether the necklace was expensive, attractive, or romantic in Russ's mind. She was judging whether Russ had heard her. That was the real test. They came to the retreat because promises were no longer enough. Paola wanted different behavior. She wanted follow-through. She wanted evidence that Russ could hear what she needed and respond without being pushed. So when he gave her the exact type of gift she had reportedly asked him to stop buying, the message she received was brutal. Nothing has changed. That may not have been what Russ meant, but intention and impact are not the same thing. Russ wanted the necklace to say, "I love you." Paola heard, I still make these choices based on what feels meaningful to me. That difference explains why both of them felt hurt. Russ believed he was offering a romantic symbol. Paola believed she was receiving proof that her words had disappeared again. Then she gave Russ an orange watch because orange is his favorite color. That contrast immediately became part of the argument. Paola chose his gift through his preferences. Russ chose her gift through his own tradition. Her watch said, "I thought about what you like." His necklace said, "I thought about what this gift means to me." That does not mean Russ put no thought into the pendant. It means he used a different definition of thoughtfulness. To Russ, meaning creates value. To Paola, attention creates value. That difference has probably damaged far more than one anniversary. Paola appears to measure love through listening, personalization, and follow-through. Russ appears to measure love through effort, loyalty, and intention. He wants her to see that he tried. She wants him to show that his effort was shaped by what she actually said. Neither need is unreasonable, but they are constantly failing to meet each other in the middle. Paola asks, "Did you understand me?" Russ asks, "Do you appreciate me?" And each question becomes louder whenever the other person does not answer it correctly. That is where their familiar cycle begins. Paola feels ignored, so she becomes more critical. Russ feels criticized, so he becomes more defensive. His defensiveness makes her feel even less heard. Her sharper reaction makes him feel even more rejected. Then both people stop discussing the actual event. Paola no longer says, "I did not want another necklace." She moves toward, "You never consider my feelings." Russ no longer says, "Your reaction hurt me." He moves toward, "Nothing I do is ever enough." Now the necklace is not a necklace. It becomes evidence. The archery date becomes evidence. The watch becomes evidence. Her disappointed expression becomes evidence. His defensive response becomes evidence. They stop trying to understand each other and start building cases. Russ's case is easy to understand. He remembered the anniversary. He planned something Paola enjoyed. He bought a gift that carried romantic meaning. He tried to create a positive experience. Then one wrong choice appeared to erase the entire day. From his perspective, Paola focused on the failure and ignored everything he got right. That would make almost anyone feel unappreciated. But Paola's case is just as clear. She had reportedly told Russ that repeated necklaces made her feel unseen. She chose his gift around something he personally loved. Then he gave her another version of the exact thing she had asked him to stop choosing. From her perspective, Russ heard her words, but never translated them into action. That would make almost anyone feel defeated. This is why the audience is so divided. Both partners have real evidence. Russ truly made an effort. Paola truly communicated her preference. The problem is that neither one gives enough emotional weight to the other person's evidence. Paola overlooks the date because the necklace confirms her deeper fear. Russ overlooks the request because the symbolism confirms his loving intention. They are not fighting over what happened. They are fighting over which part of what happened should count most. And this is where the anniversary becomes connected to every other issue in their marriage. Earlier in the season, Paola talked about frustration with their living situation and their changing financial roles. She has described caring more financially. Russ has also expressed feeling unappreciated and inadequate. That background makes the necklace seem much heavier. For Paola, the repeated gift may represent more than poor shopping. It may reinforce her belief that she carries both the practical responsibility and the emotional planning. She may feel that she has to identify the problems, push Russ toward therapy, ask for initiative, explain what she needs, and then explain again why his response still missed the point. From that perspective, the necklace becomes one more task she has to manage. She does not only have to receive the gift. She has to teach him how to understand why it disappointed her. For Russ, the anniversary criticism may confirm something equally painful. He may feel that because he is not contributing in the exact ways Paola values most, everything he does becomes invisible. He created a date she enjoyed. He helped produce a moment where they were laughing and flirting again. But when the necklace failed, the entire effort seemed worthless. That is where resentment grows. Paola may believe Russ wants applause for basic participation. Russ may believe Paola keeps moving the finish line. Neither belief is completely invented. That is why reducing the situation to Russ is careless or Paola is impossible misses the real story. Russ is not a husband who did absolutely nothing. Paola is not a wife who rejected a completely innocent gesture for no reason. They are two people interpreting the same moment through years of different disappointments. But there is also a power imbalance developing between them. Paola appears to hold more power over the future of the marriage because she is openly questioning whether Russ can still become the partner she wants. Russ appears to be trying to prove that he deserves to remain in the relationship. That places him in a weaker emotional position. He is waiting for approval. She is deciding whether his effort qualifies. But having the power to leave does not mean Paola feels emotionally free. Her comments suggest that she may feel responsible for what leaving would do to Russ. She said that seeing him hurt immediately breaks her heart. Then she questioned whether that sympathy was part of what kept her there. That is where the story becomes much darker than an anniversary fight. Paola may not only be evaluating whether Russ has changed. She may be evaluating whether her compassion has replaced romantic commitment. Compassion belongs in marriage. Guilt should not become the entire foundation. There is a major difference between saying, "I stay because I love this person through difficult times," and saying, "I stay because I am afraid of what leaving would do to them." One is a choice. The other can become an emotional obligation. And once staying feels like an obligation, resentment usually follows. The person who stays begins to feel trapped. The person being protected may not even realize the relationship has changed. That is why Paola's quiet reaction should concern viewers more than another screaming match. Historically, Paola has been direct, emotional, and confrontational. She usually does not hide frustration. But in this moment, she looked tired. She did not appear ready to fight about why the gift mattered. She appeared exhausted from believing that she had already explained it. Anger often means someone still expects a response. Resignation can mean they no longer expect anything. That does not prove Paola has stopped loving Russ. It does not prove she has decided to leave. But it suggests that disappointment may be replacing hope. And once hope starts disappearing, temporary improvements become much harder to trust. A loud argument can still contain a strange kind of optimism. People often shout because they believe the other person might finally understand. Silence can mean the person has stopped believing understanding is coming. Russ's reaction revealed his own exhaustion. When he said that there was always something wrong, some viewers heard a guilt trip. They felt Russ took Paola's disappointment and immediately made her responsible for comforting him. That interpretation makes sense. Instead of staying focused on the fact that she had asked for something different, he shifted toward how her reaction made him feel. But another interpretation also deserves attention. Russ may genuinely feel like he is living inside a constant performance review. He may believe every effort is graded. Every mistake becomes symbolic. Every attempt ends with another explanation of how he failed. That pressure can make someone defensive before the criticism is even complete. They stop listening because they are already protecting themselves from shame. That does not excuse ignoring Paola's request, but it explains why he immediately focused on his own pain. Russ was not only reacting to one disappointed face. He was reacting to the larger belief that he cannot succeed with his wife. And that belief can become self-fulfilling. If Russ expects rejection, he may become more cautious and passive. If Paola expects disappointment, she may stop recognizing imperfect progress. Then both receive exactly what they feared. Russ receives more criticism. Paola receives less meaningful initiative. The relationship becomes a machine producing evidence for both sides. And this is exactly why fan reaction has split so sharply. Some fans feel Paola was completely justified. They believe the issue was never the necklace's price, design, or symbolism. The issue was that she had reportedly asked Russ not to buy another one. To those viewers, Russ chose what he enjoyed giving instead of what Paola wanted to receive. Many viewers also focused on the orange watch. Paola selected something connected to Russ's favorite color. Russ selected something connected to his favorite type of gift. For that part of the audience, the difference showed who had paid closer attention. A different section of the audience believes Paola handled the situation poorly. Those viewers look at the full anniversary. Russ remembered the date. He planned archery. He created an experience she enjoyed. He bought a pendant with romantic symbolism. Some fans feel Paola could have appreciated the intention first and discussed the problem later. They believe she allowed one disappointing choice to destroy a day that had otherwise gone well. Another section of viewers is not defending either person. They're focused almost entirely on Paola's comment about pity. For those fans, once someone begins questioning whether sympathy is keeping a marriage alive, the relationship is already in dangerous territory. They see two people remaining together because ending the marriage feels more painful than continuing it. That may be too final. Paola was questioning her motives. She was not announcing a confirmed decision. Still, The concern is understandable. People usually do not wonder whether pity is holding a marriage together when they feel secure, desired, and emotionally connected. The fairest way to frame the fan debate is through two questions. Does loving intention still count when it ignores a clearly stated preference? And can Paola demand deeper consideration while overlooking the genuine effort Russ did make? The difficult answer may be yes to both. Russ can love Paola and still fail to listen. Paola can have a valid complaint and still respond in a way that hurts him. Neither person needs to become the villain for this marriage to be in serious trouble. The bigger issue is their pattern. Russ measures love through effort and intention. Paola measures love through attention and follow-through. Russ wants credit for trying. Paola wants proof that trying leads to different behavior. When she criticizes the result, he defends the effort. When he defends the effort, she believes the result will never improve. This pattern did not begin at the retreat. The retreat only placed it under brighter lights. Their financial tension, intimacy problems, therapy disagreements, and changing household roles all connect to the same conflict. Paola wants stronger initiative from Russ. Russ wants Paola to recognize the initiative he believes he already shows. She believes he stays passive until she pushes. He believes she remains dissatisfied even when he moves. That difference can slowly destroy attraction. It is difficult to feel romantic desire towards someone you experience as another responsibility. It is also difficult to show confidence when you believe your partner is constantly waiting for you to fail. Paola may see Russ as emotionally dependent. Russ may see Paola as emotionally impossible to please. Both beliefs create distance. Then there is their shared family. Russ and Paola have years of history and a son together. That naturally raises the consequences of separation. But it would be unfair to claim their child is the only reason they remain married. This scene does not prove that. What it does show is that Paola is afraid of regret. She may fear the regret of leaving someone who still loves her. She also fears the regret of staying because she feels sorry for him. Those are two very different futures. Both frighten her. Russ may be facing his own version of that fear. He may believe that Paola has already decided who he is. If that is true, no single anniversary gesture can save them. A better necklace will not fix this. One successful date will not fix it. Even one afternoon of improved communication will not fix it. They need to change the way they interpret each other. Russ has to understand that loving intention does not erase an ignored request. Paola has to understand that one failure does not erase every sign of effort. Russ needs to hear criticism without immediately turning it into total defeat. Paola needs to express disappointment without turning every mistake into a final judgment of his character. Without those changes, every future anniversary will carry the weight of the last one. Every gift will become a test. Every reaction will become a verdict. Every apology will arrive with years of older failures attached. That is not repair. That is emotional accounting. And both of them are keeping detailed records. Russ's record says he remembered the anniversary, planned the date, bought a symbol of love, and tried to create romance. Paola's record says she explained what she disliked, selected his gift around his preferences, encouraged him, and repeatedly asked for change. Neither record is false. The problem is that each person reads only their own. That is why this marriage could continue without truly improving. They can remain together. They can post family pictures. They can celebrate another anniversary. They can even leave the retreat saying they are committed. But commitment alone does not fix the interpretation problem. If Russ believes effort deserves automatic appreciation, he may continue missing Paola's actual request. If Paola believes every mistake proves Russ cannot change, she may stop allowing any progress to count. Then the marriage remains physically intact while separating emotionally. And that may be the most likely danger moving forward. The anniversary fight probably will not stay focused on the necklace. Paola is likely to connect the gift to older problems. She may bring up emotional initiative, financial responsibility, intimacy, therapy work, and promises she believes Russ failed to keep. Russ will probably defend the entire anniversary. He may focus on the activity, the symbolism, and how deeply he feared disappointing her. Then they may repeat the exact same argument. Russ will say, "Look at everything I did." Paola will say, "Look at the one thing I asked you not to do." Both statements will be true. Neither will repair the marriage. An immediate and permanent breakup still feels less likely than continued uncertainty. Their history is long. They share a family,